Welcome back. You're listening to Nutrition with Julie. I'm a registered dietitian, and today's topic is carbohydrates, and it tends to be quite confusing, especially with what's out there in the media with the big fad of the low carb diets. But today we're going to break it down a little bit for you, so a little bit of an overview between different types of carbohydrates. So first we have simple and complex. So simple carbohydrates come from our simple sugars. So fructose, naturally found in fruit, lactose, naturally found in milk products, and sucrose, which is our table sugar. Now these types of carbohydrates are quick sources of energy, so they're digested in about 15 minutes or so. So what it does is it shoots our blood sugar up, kind of gives us that energy rush, but then after about 15 minutes it causes our energy levels to go back down. So then we're kind of looking for that energy rush again, and sometimes we go back to those. Complex carbohydrates, on the other hand, contain fibers and starches. So these type of things found in like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, and lentils take longer for our body to break down. So these are what we call sustained sources of energy. The complex carbohydrates, these are the ones we want to get more of in our diet. So let's just think apple juice compared to an apple. So apple juice, there's nothing to it. We swallow it down, spikes up our blood sugar, then it drops. It gives us that quick source of energy. Whereas an apple, we have to chew it, we have to break it down, our body has to digest it. It takes about 3 to 4 hours. So these are what gives us that sustained source of energy. Okay, now carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram. If you have any questions, this was kind of a brief overview for carbohydrates today, but please let me know. Send any comments and I'd be happy to address them for you. Thank you.
Just want to budge in a little bit and ask some questions, because if I'm confused, I figure some other people are confused. You talked about simple sugars. Are all simple sugars your simple carbs?
Yeah, simple sugars are simple carbohydrates. Things like Gatorade, fruit punch, Powerade, soda, things of that nature.
Okay, and I'm guessing that a complex carb is going to be a complex sugar?
All carbohydrates do break down into sugar, but yes, we call it a complex carbohydrate. So like beans, lentils, fruits, whole grains.
Okay, but my big question is, because some people out there are athletes, some people are not, and there's a big kick on this diet of cut all carbs out. Is that good? Is that bad? And how would that play out with someone trying to figure that out, to take it out of their diet or put it in their diet?
Well, good question. And once again, too, in this topic and discussion, it varies from very individual. So this, once again, is just kind of a brief overview, but for more direct assistance, it would be working with someone individually. But just in general, our body needs carbohydrates to run. We can't function without them. You can do low carbohydrates, but once again, it would depend upon how much physical activity you do, your age, your gender, if you have any certain disease state or illness that would have carbohydrate modification. But in general, I mean, you can do a low carbohydrate, but you can never do no carbohydrates, because every food we eat, except for protein, is going to contain carbohydrates.
So what would be a quick benefit of a low carb diet?
Sometimes with the low carbohydrate diets, you can see a little bit more weight loss, because the reason is many individuals tend to overeat the carbohydrates, whether it's chips, breads, crackers, rice, pasta. So when individuals tend to cut those, it just kind of ends up reducing caloric intake, leading to weight loss. But you can still keep carbohydrates in the diet and still have, a healthy nutritional plan and see weight loss as well.
So quick overview, real quick. Low carb would be examples of what again?
Low carbohydrate diet is just keeping your carbohydrates on the lower end.
Which would be what you said?
Not having as much, grains and pasta and rice and things of that nature. And kind of focusing, if you do have the carbohydrates, make sure they're whole grains. So whether that's brown rice, 100% whole wheat bread, beans, lentils, legumes, or fruit.
What I'm meaning is, a quick wrap up for the next 20 seconds. What is an apple? Is a complex carbohydrate. So what are the examples of a complex carbohydrate, just real quick?
Sure. So complex carbohydrates is your fruits, your grains, beans, lentils, whereas a simple carbohydrate is more fruit juice, Gatorade, Powerade, something that's quickly digested, like soda.
So the key is quickly digested is simple.
Yep.
And then,
so quick sources of carbohydrates are quickly digested. Complex take longer to digest.
and if you'd like to hear more about us, we'd love to hear more from you. Fill in the comments below and let us know what we could add to this channel to help you answer the questions that you have, and we could actually have a conversation below. Have a great day.